Spotlight is directed by Tom McCarthy and is about the events that took place in Boston regarding the Catholic Church and their priests, where there were a lot of cases of these priests, and I don't really know any other way to say this, but sexually molesting and abusing children inside of the Catholic Church. Going into this movie, it was something that I knew was going to be a pretty dark film to watch, and it is to a pretty large degree. But at the same time, I have to say that this is a movie that I very much enjoyed. Inside the Boston Globe newspaper, they have a department that they call their Spotlight, where they take upwards to maybe 6 months to a year over one story and really trying to find all of the nooks and crannies of what they need to find for their story and taking their time to make sure that they've got this done really well. A new person comes into the Globe that is their head leader of the newspaper organization, played by Lee Shriver. He decides that he wants to start looking into the Catholic Church and some of the cases that came up of sexual abuse with kids. And what you have for the rest of the film is kind of how they're exploring this case and the things that are being uncovered little by little. And this is one of the best movies that I've seen this year. In fact, this might be one of my favorite drama movies so far this year. A Spotlight is a movie that you don't really want to feel good about seeing because it's just such a delicate topic and such a sad one to talk about, especially given the fact that how much of this is actually very accurate. However, for this movie, it is an amazing film. I am so glad that Michael Keaton is back in movies again after Birdman, being able to kill it in that movie. He's in another amazing film and he does just as good a job in it. Mark Ruffalo, this might be one of his best performances that I've ever seen him do. Rachel McAdams did a great job, as well as a lot of the supporting characters. Stanley Tucci, which is a given because Stanley Tucci is kind of always great whenever he's in a movie. Lee Shriver also did a really great job. The cool thing about Spotlight is that it's very subdued. It's not one where they're gonna be trying to like emotionally manipulate you through the whole entire film. They're going through a story and they're treating it like journalists, and you're just kind of peeking into this window, seeing them following this case and gathering all of the reports and all the records of it. And they're not really trying to like jam it down your throat, but it's something where every time they bring up something that happened, you feel so gross about it, but at the same time you see these actors' performances and how it's not really over the top. Nobody's trying to go for their Oscar scene where they're just screaming, which is a lot of times the thing that Oscars like so much. And the pacing in this movie is amazing. It reminded me a lot of Zodiac, where it may not have been an entirely suspenseful film throughout the whole journey that you see throughout all the acts of this movie, but at the same time you're so engaged with the writing and with the case that you're into, much like with Zodiac, with the Zodiac case, that you are just on the edge of your seat, wanting to know what happens next. This is a dialogue-driven film. You really hang on the edge of each word that each actor is saying. The writing is really well done in this. I had a great time seeing it. It's a movie that is tough to watch for sure, but it has such an important message to give, and once the film actually went to a close, I was in shock. And it was one of those films where you just kind of stay in your seat for a little bit. It's emotionally gripping. The cinematography is very well done. Its directing is very well helmed. This is a really good movie to see. However, there's one part in the movie where they have an interaction with a priest. It did feel like they left a little part out of this scene where I would have liked to have explored more. However, Spotlight is a great film. I definitely can see it being up in the Oscars for Best Picture, and I'm gonna give Spotlight a 9 out of 10. So guys, tell me what you thought. If you've seen Spotlight, please leave your comments down below. Be sure to like this video if you want to see more. Please subscribe. I just want to give a quick shout out to all of my friends over on Schmoville. Guys, you are amazing. I couldn't be more grateful for your support, and really, I really hope that these reviews that I keep giving, that I won't let you down and that you keep watching them. I'm really excited to be able to share with you these videos. So guys, thank you once again. I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you at the next review.